I remember a time when the fire in my heart burned bright. Every sunrise felt like a call to arms, and every sunset, a poignant reminder of the day's victories and losses. My body was strong, my spirit unyielding, and the world, it brimmed with endless possibilities. But time has a way of wearing down even the most formidable of warriors. Now, as I sit here with my bones aching and my hair silvered by age, I have a story to tell. A story for you, my young friend, who walks the path of sorrow and doubt. I was not always the man you see before you. Once, I was filled with the same uncertainty that now plagues you. Life, cruel as it is, tests us in ways we cannot imagine, pushing us to our limits and then beyond. Yet, it's through these trials that we discover our true strength. I was born into a world of conflict. My village, nestled in the shadow of mountains that seemed to scrape the very sky, was a harsh land. Survival demanded the ability to fight and fend for oneself. My father was a warrior, as was his father before him. It was expected, no, demanded, that I follow in their footsteps, that I take up the sword and defend our home against those who sought to take what little we had. My father was a stern man, hardened by years of battle and loss. He taught me the ways of the warrior with a relentless discipline that left no room for weakness. I remember those cold mornings when he would wake me before dawn, the frost still clinging to the ground. We trained until the sun stood high in the sky. There were moments I thought I couldn't go on, when every muscle in my body screamed for rest. But then, he would look at me with those steely eyes and say, "Pain is temporary, glory is eternal." It was on one of those bitter mornings that our village was attacked. The enemy came without warning, their war cries shattering the early morning silence. I was barely 16, untested in battle, but there was no time for fear. My father thrust a sword into my trembling hand and shoved me toward the fray. "Fight, boy!" he shouted. "Fight for your home, for your family." The battle was a blur of steel and blood. I fought with every ounce of strength I had. I fought with every ounce of strength I could muster, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. Fear and adrenaline surged through my veins, fueling my every move. I saw friends fall, cut down before my eyes, their lifeless bodies crumpling to the ground. Amid the chaos, I saw my father. He was a whirlwind of death, carving through the enemy ranks with a fury I had never witnessed before. But even the mightiest of warriors are not invincible. I watched in horror as he was struck down, a sword piercing his chest. Time seemed to freeze as his eyes met mine in those final moments. He mouthed a single word, "Fight." That word became my mantra. I fought with a ferocity that shocked even myself, driven by the desperate need to honor my father's final command. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, the enemy had been repelled. But the victory came at a staggering cost. Our village lay in ruins. Many of our people were dead or gravely wounded. I stood over my father's body, the weight of his loss pressing down on me like an unbearable force. In the days that followed, I was consumed by grief and anger. I had lost more than a father. I had lost my anchor, my sense of purpose. The world felt cold, unforgiving, and devoid of light. I drifted aimlessly in a sea of sorrow. But then, I remembered his words, his unwavering belief in the warrior's path. To honor his memory, I realized I had to keep fighting, not just against my enemies, but against the despair that threatened to drown me. With a renewed sense of purpose, I threw myself into my training. Every strike, every step, every lesson was dedicated to becoming the warrior my father believed I could be. I traveled far and wide, seeking out the greatest masters of combat, learning from them, and pushing my limits with each passing day. Every skill I gained, every hardship I endured, brought me closer to the man I aspired to be. Yet it was a grueling journey. The challenges I faced, both physical and emotional, tested me to my core. There were nights when the pain and loneliness felt insurmountable. But in those moments, I would hear my father's voice. "Fight!" it whispered, urging me to press on. Years passed, and I became known as a formidable warrior. I fought in countless battles, always striving to protect the innocent and uphold the values my father had instilled in me. But the life of a warrior is a lonely one. Friends were few, and those I did make were often lost to the ravages of war. I never married, never had children. My sword became my only companion, and the battlefield my home. One day, as I wandered through a remote village, I met a young woman named Gara. She was kind and gentle, her smile bright enough to pierce even the darkest shadows. Somehow, she saw through the hardened shell I had built around myself. She touched a part of me I thought had long since died. For the first time in years, I felt a glimmer of hope. A sense that maybe, just maybe, there was more to life than endless fighting. Gara and I grew close, and for a fleeting moment, I dared to imagine a different future. A future where I could lay down my sword and find peace. But fate is a cruel mistress. Our village was attacked, just as mine had been all those years ago. I fought with every ounce of strength I possessed, but I was only one man. In the chaos of battle, I lost sight of Gara. When the dust settled, I found her, lifeless among the fallen. The devastation was indescribable. I had thought I could protect her, that I could keep her safe. But I had failed her just as I had failed my father. The grief threatened to consume me, to pull me into an abyss I might never escape. But I knew I could not let it. I had to keep fighting, not just for myself, but for those I had loved and lost. In the years that followed, I continued my journey. I sought out those in need, fought for justice wherever I could, and faced every battle with unwavering resolve. The pain of my losses never truly left me. It lingered like a shadow, ever present. But I learned to carry it, to let it fuel my determination rather than drag me down. I came to understand that life itself is a battle, not just against external foes, but against the demons within. And it is through this relentless struggle that we uncover our true strength. Now, as I sit here in the twilight of my years, I see the same pain, the same doubt reflected in your eyes, the pain I once carried in my own. You have faced your own trials, endured your own losses. The world has not been kind to you. It has left you scarred and weary. But I am here to tell you this: there is still hope. There is still a reason to fight. You are stronger than you realize. You carry the heart of a warrior, even if you do not yet believe it. The pain you feel, it is a testament to your strength. For it takes immense courage to face such sorrow and to continue on. Do not let it consume you. Let it be your fuel, your fire. Let it drive you to be better, to rise above. I have walked the path of sorrow and found my way through it. And so can you. Life will always be full of challenges, of moments that test your resolve. But it is in these moments that you discover who you truly are. You have the power within you to overcome any obstacle, to face any foe. You possess the strength to carry on, even when the world seems at its darkest. Remember this: you are not alone. Others have walked this path before you, faced the same struggles, and emerged stronger. Draw on their strength. Know that you are part of a long and proud lineage of warriors. Do not be afraid to seek help when you need it. Even the strongest among us need support from time to time. Surround yourself with those who believe in you, who lift you up when you are down. Never hesitate to ask for guidance. Wisdom often comes from the most unexpected places, and the most profound lessons are those we learn from others. As you continue your journey, remember that every step you take, every battle you fight, is a testament to your strength and resilience. You are a warrior, forged in the fires of adversity. It is through these trials that you will discover your true self. Do not let the weight of your sorrow hold you back. Embrace it, learn from it, let it propel you forward. You have the power to shape your own destiny, to create a future brighter and more hopeful than you ever imagined. Believe in yourself as I believe in you. The road ahead will not be easy. There will be moments when you falter, when the burden feels unbearable. But know this, you are never truly alone. The spirits of those who came before you, who fought, bled, and sacrificed, are with you always. Draw on their strength and let it guide you. You have the heart of a warrior, and that is something no challenge, no force can ever take from you. No matter what trials lie ahead, no matter how many times you fall, remember this. You have the strength to rise again. You have the power to overcome, to endure, to thrive, triumph. This is your story, your journey. Make it one you can be proud of. Fight with all your heart and never give up. Within you lies the strength to overcome any obstacle, to face any foe. You are a warrior and you are not alone. Remember this, the darkest moments are often followed by the brightest dawns. There is always hope, always a reason to keep fighting. You hold the power to create a future filled with light and promise. Believe in yourself, for I believe in you. I have seen the strength that lies within you, and I know you are capable of greatness. You have the heart of a warrior, and that is something no one can ever take from you. So rise, my young friend. Rise and fight. Embrace your pain and sorrow. Let them fuel your determination, your unyielding will. You are stronger than you know, and you have the power to shape your destiny. Believe in yourself as I believe in you. You are not alone on this path. It may be difficult, yes, but it is also rich with promise and potential. You have the strength to overcome any obstacle, to face any challenge head-on. This is your time. You have the power to build a future brighter and more hopeful than you ever dared to dream. Remember my story and let it kindle a fire within you, a fire that refuses to be extinguished. Draw strength from it, let it inspire you. Now rise, fight, triumph. The world awaits the legacy only you can create.